Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
The breaking news that we're following is out of Detroit's west side, where a suspicious package, possibly containing explosives, has prompted a school evacuation. This is all happening right now at Jesu Catholic School near Livernois and McNichols on Detroit's northwest side. Police are on the scene, and so is our Jamie Edmonds. We go live now to the west side. And Jamie, bring us up to speed on what you've learned so far about what's going on there.
Well, Rhonda, we just got an update from police, and what they tell us is there was a janitor in the school in a garage sort of around the corner behind us, just doing some routine cleaning when he came across what he says are some World War II ordinances, is what they are calling it. We don't know if it's a bomb. We don't know, sort of what it is. They're just calling it ordinances, something military grade. It scared him. He called 911. The police showed up on scene, and they evacuated the children to across the street to University of Detroit Mercy. Those kids right now are at the library, and everyone at the school across the street is safe. They have not evacuated the college, nor have they evacuated the houses around the school. They say these ordinances are in a garage, and if you live around here, just stay in your house. If worst case scenario, something would go off, those people would be safe as well. The bomb squad just arrived. We have Detroit Fire Department. We have the police department. They're going to use some sort of equipment to go in, check this out, see how dangerous it is. They're not saying if the kids will go back to school yet either. They're saying if it's really nothing, they'll just head right back to school. In about 30 minutes, we'll know more. That's the scene here at Livernois and McNichols. Rhonda, back to you.
All right, Jamie, thank you. More breaking news that we're following right now as new video has been released from the site of the Fraser sinkhole, sparking new concerns for the residents' safety in that area. For that, we go live to Steve Garagiola at the Macomb County Office of Public Works in Clinton Township with the very latest information. Steve, good afternoon.
Hey, Rhonda, the meeting is still going on inside, but here's what I can share with you. I guess this is kind of a good news, bad news story. The bad news for residents in the area who maybe were hoping or thinking this project is about done, completed, back to normal. That is not the case at all. There is still some good measure of months to finish this project. The good news is that they're making good progress and they have come upon some solutions, so they believe it won't happen again. Take a look at that video that they're sharing now in the meeting. This was some video inside the pipe to show just what they're dealing with. Some of the key points that Candace Miller is making in the meeting. She is the Public Works Commissioner in this county. One, that there has been no discharge of sewage into the Clinton River through this process, and that is very important. She called that an ecological disaster had they needed to do that, but they have not needed that. There's been a lot of rain, which has made it tough. They are dealing with a lot of silt issue, removing silt and trying to repair the pipe because of the heavy rain we've had this spring. There is severe cracking in the pipe, and that certainly is a problem. Now, the good news is, and that's what I touched upon, their solutions. There is a new material they're talking about to use in replacing this pipe, some 3,700 feet of pipe, this 11-foot diameter, enormous pipe. It's a $6 to $7 million project. They did just take a vote to approve moving forward on that because, in Candace Miller's words, we cannot do this again. The people living in this area and living in this county cannot go through this again. Another sinkhole and more damage like this. So I don't have more details than that, again, because the meeting is going on right now. We're going to head back inside as they finish things up. We'll have all the details at 5. But bottom line is they are making progress. They are moving forward. They have voted to move forward with this new material, and that will work toward a solution. Reporting live in Clinton Township, I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
Okay, Steve, thank you. And here at noon, a tragic story that unfolded last week, a 4-year-old girl in Roseville killed. Well, today we have an exclusive interview with the chief of police there, Jason Cowthorpe, following this story for us this noon. And what did the chief have to say, Jason?
Well, let's start with what we know right now, Rhonda, and that's about this 4-year-old little girl who was taken to the hospital last Wednesday night after she complained of stomach pain. Her injuries turned out to be fatal, and the chief calling them heinous. Let me show you the neighborhood we're talking about in Roseville. This is on Galloway. Also in that house, along with the little girl, her mother, the mother's boyfriend, who is not her biological father, but he's been involved her entire life, and also 2 other children, a baby and an older boy, about 9 or 10. Both of those children have been removed from the home at this point. Police also say both the mother and boyfriend have separate lawyers right now, which is slowing down the investigation into what exactly happened. But police say the autopsy report speaks volumes.
Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office did an autopsy, and they did in fact confirm that the child died as a result of blunt force trauma inflicted by someone. More than likely caused by a punch, but there's really no way to positively confirm that. But that took a massive blow to the midsection, which injured several internal organs. Very, very heinous is how it was described to us.
Yeah, and that's why police not leaving any stone unturned in this. Now, coming up later today on Local 4 News, we're going to tell you if any state agencies had been to that home prior and what neighbors think could have happened that could have led to this girl's death that is not abuse. All that later today on Local 4. Rhonda?
Very troubling story, Jason. Thank you. A stranger danger alert in the city of Troy this morning. Police say that a man exposed himself to two 10-year-olds in Long Lake near John R. on Sunday. If you know anything, Troy police would like for you to give them a call. Meanwhile, jury selection is underway in the trial for the man accused of killing Chelsea Bruck. Bruck disappeared, you may remember, from a Halloween party back in 2014. A year later, her remains were found in Ash Township. In 2016, 27-year-old Daniel Clay was charged with second-degree murder in connection with Bruck's death. If convicted, he could get life in prison. We do want to switch gears here and check in with Brandon. After a frost warning this morning, the sun looks like it's doing its work a bit.
It's warming us up nicely. We're taking a beautiful look at downtown Mount Clemens, Macomb County. 51 degrees outside right now. The wind is blowing a little bit, so it may not feel quite that warm, but the sun certainly helps. West-northwest winds at about 13 miles an hour. And you can see that northwest wind is keeping a lot of our suburbs cooler than what we're getting at Metro. We have 47 Pontiac, 48 in Lapeer, 46 in Port Huron, 48 in Ann Arbor. A lot of these spots, including 47 in Howell, were at or below freezing this morning, hence the freeze warning. The Weather Service says it's contemplating issuing another freeze warning or frost advisory for your Tuesday morning, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we should be getting into the 56 to 58 degree range this afternoon. Just a couple of clouds out there and looking pretty good. It does not feel all that great to some of you, I know. Mold and pollen counts are very high. It is the oak, sycamore, and pine trees. Rhonda, we'll take a look at warming numbers coming up.
All right, Brandon, thank you. A candle left burning in a Shelby Township apartment started a 2-alarm fire this morning that damaged a dozen units in this building. The fire started about 2:30 in the morning at the Pebble Creek Apartments off Utica Road east of Ryan. Fortunately, firefighters were able to extinguish the fire and no one was hurt, but certainly many precious personal items were lost. Pepsi is asking customers to return some of its bottles sold in Michigan. The company says that while there's no safety concern, they've received 18 complaints of a metallic taste in some of the drinks. Pepsi says that certain bottles sold between late February and early April were affected. For more information, you can head over to clickondetroit.com. So to come here on your Monday, always read the fine print. You've heard that before, because one small mistake cost the university over $1 million in funding. We'll tell you what happened. But first, a story of survival and hope. A local breast cancer survivor shares her encouraging story to help others fighting the deadly disease as we gear up for Race for the Cure this Saturday. Welcome back, everybody. We are just under a week away from this year's Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. 75% of the money raised from the race stays right here in Detroit to help people like Sandra Tomlin. Sandra Tomlin was diagnosed with breast cancer nearly 2.5 years ago. Today, she is a proud survivor of breast cancer. The road to recovery was an expensive one, but the Carmanis Cancer Institute came to her rescue.
And when she told me, she said, you know, I think we can help you with that. Tears just rolled down my eyes because I couldn't believe that there was a program here that would help me pay my medical bills.
Well, there certainly is, and the Carmenas Cancer Institute relies partially on fundraising programs like Race for the Cure to provide those services to people in need. So if you want to help, you can head on down to Race for the Cure this Saturday. You can look for the Local 4 morning team. Brandon, Evrod, Kim, and I will all be there broadcasting live from Comerica Park before the race. So if you're at home, wake up and watch us. Our coverage will be on Saturday morning beginning at 6 a.m. And then, of course, you can register all the way up to the start of the race at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So we hope to see you down there so we can raise lots of money for care as well as awareness and research for breast cancer. Still ahead here at noon, deadly flooding in Montreal. The flooding has claimed at least 2 lives and now is posing a threat to U.S. states along Lake Ontario. So I know Brandon will take a closer look at that.
And still dealing with weather in Canada, rain and snow pretty heavy and rain out to the west. We have another night of dropping temperatures to discuss, but overall a warming 7-day trend. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a look at some stories that are making headlines all around the world this noon. We start, though, right here in Metro Detroit at the Oakland County Circuit Court in Pontiac, where the state of Michigan is reportedly moving to target the parental rights of the parents involved in the female genital mutilation case. The Michigan's Child Welfare Agency is said to be moving to terminate parental rights in at least 2 Detroit area families because of the investigation. At this time, the children have not yet been removed from their homes. Next, we go to some other stories making headlines across the U.S. over in Texas, New York, and Virginia, and also in Pennsylvania, where 18 members of a Penn State fraternity are being charged with manslaughter after a pledge died in their frat house. Prosecutors say that 19-year-old Timothy Piazza died from a traumatic brain injury 2 days after a party at the Beta Theta Pi fraternity house at Penn State University. An attorney for Piazza's family says that the heavy drinking was a form of hazing.
The forced drinking. This wasn't a young man who went and just consumed alcohol. He was in a forced hazing ritual. These young men deserve to be punished.
It's heartbreaking all around. There's no winners. We don't win by even charging these young men.
Beta Theta Pi is now banned from operating a chapter at Penn State University. 18 members of the fraternity now face charges. The governor of Texas has signed a bill to ban sanctuary cities in the state. The new law will take effect on September 1st, requiring local and law enforcement to follow all federal immigration laws and requests to detain criminals. And over in Virginia today, a federal appeals court will hear arguments centered on the controversial travel ban. The original executive order was signed in March, but was blocked by a Maryland judge. And now the Justice Department aims to reverse that block. Next, we go to France, where moderate centrist Emmanuel Macron, he has been elected as the youngest president in France's history in a landslide victory. Macron is an independent centrist. He won the resounding victory over far-right nationalist candidate Marine Le Pen. Macron won an estimated 65% of the vote to Le Pen's nearly 35%. Experts are calling the result remarkable, and Macron has no prior experience in government, so he is new to politics. Now we turn our attention to North Korea, and that is where a 4th American citizen is being held behind North Korean lines, accused of hostile acts against the nation. Kim Hak-son, and he worked for Pyongyang University of Science and Technology before his arrest. All 4 Americans being held in North Korea right now are all accused of espionage. And over in Canada, where a state of emergency has been declared and mandatory evacuations are now in place, this all comes as severe flooding tears through that region, and there's still more rain expected to come that way. Across the province, more than 1,500 people have been forced from their homes, and at least 2 deaths have been reported due to flooding. The floodwater is threatening some United States cities as well. For more on that, let's head on over to Brandon with a look at what's happening in other parts of the country.
Yeah, Lake Ontario, a 24-year high water level, and that's roughly 20 inches above average. And as a result, today in New York, a state of emergency is in place, affecting multiple communities along the lakeshore. And with more rain still on the way for Montreal, those water levels will continue to rise. It has been a rough couple of days, and everything that falls into Lake Ontario then flows through the St. Lawrence River into the Montreal area. So both areas getting hammered, and it looks like Montreal will sort of double dip into that combination of wet weather. 51 degrees back here at home as we look live toward the Ambassador Bridge connecting Detroit and Windsor. Good afternoon, Canada. 51 is about 10 Celsius. We're northwest winds at 13, barometric pressure over 30 inches, which means stable weather. 58 degrees, your afternoon high. We will see a couple of fair weather clouds and tons of sunshine. Less breezy than what we saw over the weekend, but still seeing winds upwards of 10 to 15, maybe an occasional gust to 20. So it feels a little bit cooler than that outside, still kind of sweatshirt-like weather. And as we head into the overnight, the Weather Service here in White Lake in Oakland County is already discussing the potential of maybe a frost advisory or another freeze warning as temperatures get down into the middle 30s. That means a lot of our suburbs will once again be flirting with freezing temperatures. Cloud cover would help to keep temperatures from dropping too much, but we are wall-to-wall sunshine for the most part today and overnight. Increasing clouds tomorrow, but a bulk of that weather heads in a different direction. And we have a big omega block set up. The way the jet stream is, storms out west and buckling jet stream, but notice this high amplitude or ridge here. It takes on the Greek letter symbol in the jet stream of omega, and it's a very slow-moving, hard-to-move system here, which is why we have struggled to start to warm up, and it will continue to struggle throughout the next few days, but gradual improvements. Tomorrow again, probably some patchy frost in the morning and an afternoon high of 60. We get an increase in high clouds mid to late afternoon. Wednesday should be back to mostly sunny to partly cloudy, 62. 64 on Thursday, a near miss once again with some wet weather, but I don't think we get anything until maybe Saturday, Sunday. Rhonda, we're hoping to change the model's minds here, but they have some afternoon drops on Saturday, which means we'll be dry for the race for the cure, and Mother's Day as well.
Well, all right. Sounds right now like the timing is good, so let's make sure we keep it that way, Brandon. Still to come, how do you define art? This pineapple is either modern art or a prank that fooled a well-established art gallery. Find out more about it coming up.
Replay song.
Well, welcome back, everybody. A college in New Jersey losing funding because it did not double space its application. Can you believe this? The New Jersey Institute of Technology applies annually for a $1.25 million fund for low-income students.
And because the school single-spaced its application, the Department of Education denied their request.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine being a kid at that school, though, and asking a teacher to, could you please? No.
Learned a tough lesson there.
Standards.
See this artwork here? A couple of students in Scotland passed off a pineapple for a work of art. Two students, they left it in the middle of an exhibit. The next day, the pineapple had been put in a protective case as if it was art.